members, ladies, friends, and guests. The purpose of this service is to honor our country's flag, to celebrate the anniversary of its birth, and to recall the achievements attained beneath its folds. It is quite appropriate that such a service should be held by the Order of Elks, an organization that is distinctively American, intensely patriotic, and without counterpart. Esteemed leading knight, what are the fraternal aims of the Benevolent Protective Order of Elks?
Inculcate the principles of charity, justice, brotherly love, and fidelity, to promote the welfare and happiness of mankind, to uphold our country and its laws, and to quicken the spirit of American patriotism.
Esteemed leading knight, what is the significance of the American flag?
It is emblematic of the crowning virtue, charity.
Esteemed loyal knight, what is the significance of the American flag?
It is emblematic of justice for all.
Esteemed lecturing knight, what is the significance of the American flag?
It is the symbol of brotherly love.
Lodge Esquire, what is the significance of the flag from the station of the Exalted Ruler?
Symbol of fidelity.
Charity, justice, brotherly love, and fidelity are cardinal principles of our order, and they are exemplified in all of our services. By them, we teach love of country and of our countrymen, and loyalty to our American way of life. To be an elk is to be an American citizen who lives for his country and is ready to die for it. The chaplain will lead us in prayer.
Let us pray. Almighty God, in this hour of patriotic observance of the birthday of the American flag, we ask you to bless our flag and the people of these United States. For all that our flag represents, both at home and abroad, we thank thee. And that through all our history as a nation, it has been an ensign of freedom, liberty, and opportunity. And through the years to come, may this flag wave as the banner of liberty, freedom, and enlightenment. May this service bring to each of us a sense of loyalty to our country, enable us to better be patriots, true citizens, and more loyal Americans. To thy glory and thy honor of this great nation. Amen.
Amen.
At this time, I call upon Brother Harry Agner to deliver a short address.
Now, fellow Americans, we have always held highly esteem of the flag of our country. When you might have traveled in a foreign land and seen that flag flying, how proud you were. Over the majesty of this great nation, you see the flag flying in the various states and the parks and recreational facilities of this great nation, how proud you were to see that flag, those white stripes and stars that mean so much in the history of this great land. We start with Bunker Hill, the Alamo, Gettysburg, Founders Field, the beaches of Normandy, Pearl Harbor, Guadalcanal, Iwo Jima. Men and women in this great land have been willing to sacrifice themselves to preserve our freedom. We have not had a conflict on this soil for 150 years because our men and women have been willing to go to foreign lands to do the job that's necessary to keep us from experiencing the horrors of war and what this flag stands for. And a lot of people have paid a terrific price for the freedom of having that flag fly and what it means to us. I'm going to share just a few facts from Vietnam. You know, a lot of our military people, when they came home, they didn't feel like they were appreciated, but they paid a terrible price. For example, the first day in Vietnam, their very first day, 997 gave their life on the very first day in Vietnam. On their last day in Vietnam, expecting to leave and come back to this great land, 1,448 gave their life. our freedom. 31 sets of brothers gave their life, and 31 sets of parents lost 2 of their sons during that time. 54 soldiers attended the same high school, Thomas Edison High School in Philadelphia, gave their life for our freedom. 244 soldiers were awarded the Medal of Honor in that conflict. In one town, Bealsville, Ohio, with a population of only 475 people, 6 of those citizens gave their life. The most casualties in a single day happened on January the 31st, 1968, when 245 Americans gave their lives for this great land. They gave it that flag. What this nation stands for is that flag. That's why we as Elks honor that flag. I ask you to direct your attention to the flag. And as this emblem is first in our hearts as loyal American, the gentle breezes with lingering caresses kiss the folds of no flag which can compare with it in beauty. There is no such red in budding rose and fallen leaf or sparkling wine. No such white in April blossom, crescent moon, or mountain snow. No such blue in woman's eye, in ocean's depth and heaven's dome. And no such pageantry of clustering stars and streaming light in all the spectrum of the sea and sky. As our national anthem says, when we wake up each day and we still see Old Glory flying, the home of the free and the home of the brave.
Thanks, Brother Adam. That we may better understand the meaning of our flag, I will now call upon Brother Brad Walworth and Boy Scouts Troop number 442 for the history of our flag. Greetings. Heraldry is as old as the human race. The carrying of banners has been a custom among all peoples in all ages. These banners usually contain some concept of the life or the government of those who fashioned them. The evolution of the American flag marks the progression of the government of the American people from the landing of the Pilgrims in 1620 until 1775. The flag of England was the flag of the peoples of America. In 1775, the pine flag, please enter the pine tree flag, was adopted for all colonial vessels, and this was the banner carried by the Continental forces in the banner of Bunker Hill. The southern colonies from 1776 to 1777 used the snake flag. Please enter the snake flag. In the latter part of 1775, the Continental Congress appointed a committee to consider the question of a single flag for the 13 colonies. That committee recommended a design of 13 alternate stripes of red and white, and an azure field in the upper corner bearing the red cross of St. George and the white cross of St. Andrew. John Paul Jones, the senior lieutenant of the flagship Alfred, hoisted this flag to the masthead on December 3rd, 1775, and 1 month later, it was raised over the headquarters
of General Washington at Cambridge, Massachusetts, in compliment, as he wrote, to the United Colonies. Please enter the St. George, St. Andrew flag. Very good. This flag, called the colonial colors, and the Grand Union was caused by its Navy, an exclusive ensign, was the first American flag ever to receive a salute of honor, a salute of 11 guns from the Fort of Orange in the Dutch West Indies. In response to a general demand for a banner more representative of our country, the Congress on June 14, 1777 provided that the flag of the United States be 13 stripes of alternating red and white, and that the Union be 13 stars, white on a blue field, representing a new Constitution. Please enter the Betsy Ross. It is generally believed that in May or in June of 1776, a committee consisting of George Washington, Robert Morris, and George Ross commissioned Betsy Ross, a Philadelphia Quakeress, to make a flag of a rough design they left with her. It said that it was suggested that she suggested that the stars should have 5 points rather than 6. This starry banner was first flown at Fort Stanwix, called Fort Schuyler, at the time near the city of Rome, New York, on August 3rd, 1777, and was under fire 3 days later at the Battle of Oriskany on August 6th, 1777, during a British and Indian attack. The first official salute to the Stars and Stripes was given on February 14, 1778 by France on the French coast, when the Ranger, under the command of John Paul Jones, was saluted by the French fleet. This flag, then carried by the Ranger, was made by the young women of Portsmouth, New Hampshire, from the stripes of their best colored silk dresses and the white wedding gown of a recent bride. It is said that this same Ranger's flag was flown by Jones' ship, the Bonhomme Richard, in its thrilling fight by moonlight upon the high seas with the British frigate Serapis. When the Serapis struck her colors, the immortal fame of John Paul Jones was ensured as the intrepid defender of this youthful republic. The original 13 Stars and Stripes represented the original 13 colonies, and in 1795, 2 additional Stars and Stripes was added to represent admission to the Union of Vermont and Kentucky. Under this banner of 15 Stars and Stripes, please enter the 15 stars, was the War of 1812. It was sight of it flying over Fort on September 14, 1814, that inspired Francis Scott Key to write what was to become our national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner. Miss Margaret Young, who cut the stars for that particular banner, subsequently became the mother of Henry Sanderson, the Grand Exalted Ruler of the Order of Elks in 1884. The Congress in April 1818 adopted a resolution that on and after July 4th, 1818, the number of stripes should be 13, and that the blue field should carry 1 star for each of the 20 states of the Union, and that a new star should be added for each state thereafter admitted. Thank you, enter 20 stars. Since 1818, there has been no change in the flag design, except that 28 new stars were added before July 4th, 1912. And this flag of 48 stars flew over this nation for 47 years until just before the Vietnam War. On July 4th, 1959, a star was added for Alaska, our first non-connected state, and a year later, Hawaii, our island state, added a 50th star. Our present flag, 50 stars and 13 stripes. Since that time in 1959, in the various conflicts and wars, the United States honors and commemorates its fallen and missing With this, our POW MIA.
Please salute our flag. As this emblem is first in our hearts as loyal Americans, so it is close to our altar as loyal elves. The gentle breezes, with lingering caress, kiss the folds of no flag which can compare with it in beauty. There is no such red and budding rose, falling leaf, or sparkling wine, no such white in April blossom, crescent moon, or mountain snow, no such blue in woman's eye, in ocean's depth, or heaven's dome, and no such pageantry of clustering stars and streaming light in all the spectrum of the sea and sky. Our flag is at once a history, a declaration, and a prophecy. It represents the American nation as it was at its birth. It speaks for what it is today, and it holds the opportunity for the future to add other stars to its glorious constellation. The Benevolent Protective Order of Elks is the first and only fraternal body to require formal observance of Flag Day. In July of 1908, the Grand Lodge of this order at Dallas, Texas, then assembled, provided for the annual nationwide observance of Flag Day on the 14th of June in each year, by making it mandatory upon each subordinate lodge of the order. This unique distinction, as the originator of Flag Day, is most becoming to the Order of Elks. This order is distinctively American. Only American citizens are eligible to join it, and it has no foreign affiliations. It has linked its destiny with the destiny of our country and made this flag its symbol of self-dedication to God, to country, and to fellow men.
The Stars and Stripes, the flag of the United States of America, the worldwide hope of all who under God will be free to live and do his will. Upon its folds is written the story of America, the epic of the mightiest and noblest in all history. In the days when peoples of old world groveled in abject homage to the heresy of the divine right of kings, a new constellation appeared in the western skies, the Stars and Stripes, symbolizing the divine right of all men to life, liberty, happiness, and peace under endowment by their Creator. To what man is given words adequate to tell the story of the building of this nation. That immortal story is written in blood and sweat, in heroic deeds and unremitting toil, in clearing the primeval forests and in the planting of vast prairies where once the coyote and buffalo roamed. Onward swept the nation, spanning wide rivers, leaping vast mountain ranges, leaving in its past villages and farms, factories and cities, till at last this giant nation stood astride the continent from the Atlantic to the Pacific. This is the heritage of the people of the United States. It has been repurchased each succeeding generation and must be re-won again and again until the end of time, lest it too shall pass like the ancient empires of Greece and Rome. The price of liberty is eternal vigilance. What was won at Lexington and Concord and Bunker Hill had to be repurchased at Ticonderoga and Yorktown. What John Paul Jones achieved upon the high seas in the War of Independence had to be repurchased by Commodore Perry on Lake Erie in the War of 1812. The prestige of Admiral Dewey's victory at Manila Bay in 1898 was re-won by the naval battles in the seas about the far distant islands of the Pacific after the sneak attacks upon Pearl Harbor and Manila in 1941 had summoned our country to assume its role in World War II. What our troops achieved under the Stars and Stripes at Chateau Thierry and Flanders in World War I, their sons were required to repurchase in World War II in the bloody trek across northern Africa, on the beachheads of Europe, and in the Battle of the Bulge. The flag our American men raised at Iwo Jima was the same flag later raised in the defense of Incheon, Busan, and Pork Chop Hill in far-off Korea. Then another generation under the same flag bled to stem the threat of communism in far-off Vietnam. Our young people were again called to carry our flag in defense of the free world in the actions in Grenada and Panama. Willingly, our brave men and women carried our flag in the honor of the American people in the battle in Operation Desert Storm. The greatest significance of this flag, however, lies in its influence. It has the hearts and minds of millions of people. It has waved over the unparalleled progress of a nation in developing democratic institutions, scientific and technological knowledge, education and culture. It has served as a beacon for millions of poor and oppressed refugees abroad and stands as a promise that the underprivileged will not be forgotten. What is the meaning of the flag of the United States? There can never be a definitive answer to that question. There are people in this world who see it as a symbol of imperialism and others it as a destiny of the people. But reference to these and similar views, the flag was resolved by Woodrow Wilson when he said, "This flag, which we honor under, which we serve, is the emblem of our unity, our power, our thought, and our shape of this nation. It has no other character than which we give it from generation to generation. The choice is ours. Only love, true love of our fellow men, can create peace. The emblem and token of that love is the Stars and Stripes, the symbol of the American way of life."
Lodge Squire, how shall we further honor our flag?
The flag is formally honored by the Pledge of Allegiance. This pledge was written in 1892 by Francis Bellamy and published in the Youth's Companion as part of a patriotic campaign of that magazine. The pledge did not become part of the flag code until 1942, and in 1954, the phrase "under God" was added.
Let us all pledge ourselves never to forget the principles represented by this flag. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
In conclusion of this observance of Flag Day, let us rededicate ourselves to the flag of the United States of America, and may the principles of charity, justice, brotherly love, and fidelity ever increase in each of us. I now declare this service closed. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for attending. I want to thank Brother Agner for his speech and for his securing these facilities for our use. I want to thank Brother Walworth and the Boy Scouts of Troop, Boy Scouts and the leaders of Troop 442 for coming and assisting so ably in this ceremony. And above all else, I want to thank all of you who came for honoring our flag. There are hot dogs, and there should be some couple of bottles of cold water down there behind the memorial, between the tree and the memorial. Okay, off to my left, your right. So if y'all go on down and enjoy,
At ease.
this is now done. Thank you.
Troop, fall on me.